The brand timeline. While developing my product called Brander, I realized that most folks really don't understand that brand has three time components: now, later, and long term. The short term. This is the part of branding known as brand identity. It's made up of your name, your logotype elements, graphics, positioning line usually. Although it contains visual and verbal elements, it may also include other sensory triggers, like a sound or a smell, a color or a touch. Some examples: the sound of a Coke being poured into a glass over ice, the smell of Cinnabons in a shopping mall, the green of frog tape, and the way OXO kitchen gadgets fit right in your hand. You can take all that and build a memory in 3 to 5 seconds. Now, of course, that's literally all the time you have in today's world. I mean, after that, your target's moved on from your landing page or your self-introduction or whatever. So much for now. Later and long term are an entirely different story. Your brand is less about identity and more about the product or service. The way you and your company deal with customers or clients is key. It's less about what you do and more about how and why. Brain science helps us with this. Our human brains naturally parse things into three categories: what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. The most important of these is why. Why operates at the emotional level, down in the oldest part of the brain where all the decisions are made. That part of your mind is not verbally oriented and in fact does not understand words. It's attuned to feelings. That's why when you say you can't make a decision, you'll often say, "It just doesn't feel right." This is where empathy resides and the basis for trust. Logic does not live here. To a great extent, each of us have the ability to determine if our why matches up with compliments or is opposed to others. When we're compatible, it leads to great teamwork, trust, and long-term acceptance. How is your process? How is the way you get things done? If you're a coach, active listening may be critical. Consultants need to know how to analyze problems in ways that point towards solutions. Experts need to demonstrate their knowledge in understandable ways. Your how needs to combine both visual and verbal memory builders. One of my clients uses a whiteboard to explain his knowledge of the complexities of supply chain in ways that make it understandable. Another is the repair person that dons booties over their shoes when they enter your home. Or the computer technician that makes sure your view of operations on the computer doesn't change while explaining what she is doing step by step. What do you do? That question demands an answer in words and is the one we ask first in most cases. Words that paint a picture will serve you best. That's because we are visually oriented. The letters in our languages are evolved from pictographs and carry some hidden visual meaning in most cases. That's why we prefer stories to lists and videos to step-by-step directions. Combining visual and verbal in the now, the later, and the long term will allow you to build an enduring brand and allow you to move from credibility to cash.